Hi, Back Nine Report TV here, and we're here at the Pohlcat Golf Course in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, right outside, right kind of across the street from the Soaring Eagle Casino. We're happy to be talking with the man himself, Dan Pohl, who spent how many years on the PGA Tour?
Quite a few. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many because that would age us, but 34.
We were just looking at a breakdown of the money breakdown from the 1982 Masters.
82, yes.
You were runner-up to
Craig Stadler. He beat me in a playoff, and as you saw on that list, at that time, we thought we had just won the lottery, but $64,000 for Craig for first place and $39,000 for runner-up. So
today that'd be worth about 1.3 mil, probably.
That'd be pretty close, yeah. It's tough to look at, but you know it is what it is.
So tell us a little bit about the Pohlcat here. That we just had the chance to play 18 holes a little bit ago. Very wonderful golf course. If you're coming up to the Mount Pleasant or Mid-Michigan area, you want to stay overnight. If you're at the Soaring Eagle Casino, great place to come and play. Tell us a little bit about the course.
Well, you know, it's right there in front of you. What I tell people about coming to the Pohlcat, number one, you're going to get great service coming in. It's a great value. I mean, our high rate is 78, our low rate would be somewhere in the 42. So you're going to get a championship-style golf course at a reasonable rate. From the first tee on, as you guys noticed, a variety of looks, a variety of plays. I prided myself in building a golf course that from about 140 to 160, if you walked out there and placed your ball, you would see 18 different looks. Whether it's the caping of the bunker, whether it's the lead in, whether it's the way the green sets in. You'll see a lot of wide greens that are necessary on certain situations, certain ones narrow. But it's right there. There's no hidden agenda here, just you got to play good golf. So when people come and play, I think they're really kind of surprised by the number one, the quality, number one, the routing. I told you guys leading out that unfortunately I couldn't bring the 9th and 10th back in, or the 10th hole back in, just because of the wetlands and some things that are, were set up by the DNR. But the playability of the golf course is to me, as a player, it's all about shot value. And I think sometimes golf courses get lost in that. They try to trick up things. They try to make you visually look some other direction. I think everybody that played today could attest the fact that, it's right there. And you just got to hit good shots.
Yeah, a couple things that I noticed today from playing, Dan, that number one, you did use, you have to deal with the Department of Natural Resources and do a little bit about what they want and maintain some of the wetlands. And it's also a Michigan course, so there's a lot of natural woodlands, but there's plenty of room to hit the golf ball. There's plenty of room to play. And the other thing is, you've taken great care in the greens. There may not be the big mounds and the tremendous undulation, but there's plenty of undulation and plenty of break.
Yeah, I learned something very important from Tom Weiskopf going around with Tom at Troon North when he built that in Troon Country Club. And that was, he felt that you could do as much with a 4-inch undulation as you can with a 4-foot undulation. And I had to look at, this is a public golf course. I had to create opportunities that didn't, just drive people away. I want them to come back. I want them to be challenged, but also want them to be able to take this golf course and say, you know what? I want to go back and play that because it was fair. And what you said about the width and stuff, yeah, there's a few good driving holes where you got to play, you got to play a good shot, 7, 8, 15. But you don't necessarily have to go with a driver there. So, but if you want to go with the driver, and I think most of you, that played today would agree that it's not just narrowed up where you cannot, move the ball up. I didn't stop you from moving the ball forward if you decided to hit a driver. I tell people when I play, I take driver out on pretty much every hole, and I make myself be focused tighter on certain areas, but I also understand that there's some playability out on the edges. And that's been the goal, is to recreate, there for a while we got, the past, everybody was, not mowing certain areas, the cost of gas, whatever it might be. But maintenance-wise now, I tell our guys, get it out there so we're moving people through. They're still challenged by the, the hole-to-hole selection, but, they can miss some shots and still play.
A couple things we want to mention for our listeners. If you're coming up in this area for a MAC football game at Central Michigan, the fall is a great time to come in here and play. Also, next summer, they're going to have the LPGA event just right down the road in Midland. It's only about 15 miles away. You could stay near here, come over and play around, go watch the girls play. Great location here. On your way north, you might stop through here if you're coming from Chicago or Indiana. A great place to stop in, get a good round.
Well, Central Michigan University, it tells it right there. I mean, the difference is for us is that we have a lot of, great things happening in this area. You talked about the Soaring Eagle Casino. You talked about good lodging outside of just that. Good food. You're going to eat tonight at Mountain Town Brewery, which is one of our catering key caterers that we use here at the Pohlcat. So yeah, when you come up in the fall and you guys are from this Midwest area, when that color kicks in up here, what this golf course looks like. And when you go through 15, 16, 17, and you see those colors change, it's quite a golf course no matter when you play it. But the fall, I would recommend highly that if you can get up here in the middle of September on the middle of October to join us.
Dan, thank you so much for hosting us here today. We look forward to coming back again.
My pleasure.